Good morning from Leavenworth, Washington. Drove last night from the North Cascades National Park down to Leavenworth looking for more fall color. And today is going to be an overcast, rainy day. There was really no reason to get up early for sunrise because it was just solid white overcast skies. But the rain is a good thing as long as it's not pouring down, and it's not supposed to. It's supposed to just kind of sprinkle. But that water really adds a lot of vibrancy and color to the scene. It just really makes those colors pop a lot more than if they weren't wet. So that's the big plus that we got going for us today. It's just a matter of finding some compositions along the river and in and around Leavenworth. So I got my coffee, and as soon as I get done drinking it, we're gonna head out and find some awesome photography to shoot today. Great color. I'm trying to get up high enough so I can get some reflected, the color reflected in the water of the river. And so I'm getting up higher on the bank versus getting down even with the water. I'm trying to stay up as high as I can so that I can see down and get that color that's in the water reflected. And it's easy to make a composition when you've got the color that's reflected in the water, and then you've got your trees in the background that have the color. There's a few clouds that are lower clouds that are skimming the tops of the mountains in the back, but I'm really not concerned about the sky. I'm not concerned about anything other than the water reflection and the trees. And you can pull off a composition, relatively easy if you just try to, put the pieces together in the best way possible. It's sprinkling just very, very, very slightly. Big tip: always carry a little microfiber or lens cloth so that you can wipe those sprinkles off your lens, or you'll be sad when you get home and you've got these little water droplets all over your photographs. So the one that I've got framed up right now that I just shot is, let me show you, if I can show you on the back of the camera. So hopefully you can see that on the back. And I've overexposed it a lot, but you can see the reflection down here in the bottom of the water, and then this tall yellow tree and all of the reds and stuff along the sides of it. And it's reflected in the water just really, really nicely. Be careful with your polarizer so that you don't eliminate that reflection, but you make it as good as you can get it so you get all the color that you possibly can out of it. But f11 ISO 100, and there's not a drop of wind, which is wonderful. And that trees are just perfectly still. So let me get the shot and I'll show it to you right now. So it doesn't get a whole lot better than these conditions. It's absolutely perfect. I couldn't wish for better. And we're just gonna make this. We got a little loop that we're gonna make. We got a couple of the small hikes to do. So today is just going to be just shoot after shoot, and most of these are going to be really, really close. Like this is literally 20 yards from where we parked, so I didn't have to drag a camera bag or anything. Much better than the 7-mile, 2,000 feet of elevation gain that we did yesterday. If you haven't seen the video, I'll link to it right up here, but it was epic, but it was rough. So this is a lot easier, and kind of planned it that way in case we were so sore, and how, you know, after doing all that hiking, this would be a little easier on us. And so far it's fantastic. So let's go to the next spot. Look at these conditions. This is perfection for fall photography. Everything's wet. Can't tell you how important that is to give it just a really good look versus these dry rocks that would be just like really gray, but when they're wet they can become saturated and the colors in the rocks pop. So there are plenty of photographs to be made on this in this place, and I am going to find another one. This is great. Bottom of the composition is going to have that little bit of red down here, then this wonderful pool where the river's flowing into, then the vertical wall of the rocks over there with the grouping of the color, that orange over there, and then all the way up, and I'm going to include the top of that peak because their clouds are coming across the top of it. I'm just kind of waiting because I would like some clouds to come over from there and just kind of spill down just a little bit to give it some more atmosphere. I think that would really, really make it look great. And all the way up the side, and you probably can't see it on the video, maybe you can, is just orange, 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 and a little bit of red and yellows all the way up to the top. On the left side of the frame, I'm going to have a little bit of this tree that's leaning into the frame just to give me just to frame the left side of my photograph and give it a little pop of color. And then the right hand side is just going to be these big boulders, and where this stream is coming in, or the river's coming in from the right. It's overcast. I don't have hardly any shadows. It's pretty much a flat light, but that's not a bad thing when everything is wet like this and you got all the color and the drama, and there's some clouds coming in. I need to take the shot. Here we go. Oh, boom. Yes, it's gonna be great. Here's the photo right now. So how's this for some more fall color? So the composition looks pretty much like you're looking at right now. So 35 millimeters, ISO 50, so I can get the look of the water that I want, because it's gotten pretty bright. The clouds are starting to burn off a little bit. And anyway, here's the shot. And how about this one? That is just awesome. That is so, so gorgeous. So my shot is framed up pretty much just the way you're seeing it. I've got the stream or the river down here in my lower left. Got this great color, Little island there in the middle that wraps around on both sides, coming this way through the frame. I'm leaving out as much sky up here as I possibly can. And again, I got the tripod set a little bit low. I've got a tree that's kind of in my way, and you can kind of see it right up here. And I might have to do some Photoshop cloning to get rid of that. But I am at a 1/4 of a second. I overexposed, just so you can see the back of the camera. F16 ISO 100. And the sun's starting to pop out and light up these. It's going to really mess my exposure up. I'm going to have to get the shot real quick. And once I get it done, here it is. So that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? This is a fish ladder in a little dam in the river, and it just happens to be this incredible grove of maples. I'm going to say they're maples behind me, and it's pretty epic. I moved up above, and I like this vantage point better, I think. It allows me to see just a little bit of the water before it comes over the falls, and it's very, very smooth, so I've got a little bit of color and reflection that's happening. I can also see the edge of the bank on the far side a little bit better. And as far as the composition goes, I think it doesn't get much more obvious than this. You've got this incredible just arrangement of trees that just are just perfect, with the reds right at the base of it, just perfection. And up on the hillside, you've got all these other trees that are turning colors. We got all the yellows and golds up there. And the big thing is to allow your left-hand corner of your frame to basically be over here, where it's got the leading line is going to come out here with the river that's going this way, and to try not to include this really ugly man-made concrete wall over here. Now obviously this is man-made, but it's a lot prettier when you leave out this big chunky concrete wall over here on the left. The video is getting long, I realize, and I've got one more shot, I think, and before I call it a day. And we've been out shooting since roughly 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about 5, and we haven't stopped. We have not had lunch. We have not stopped. It's been an epic day to do photography in Leavenworth, Washington. We're in the middle of October, peak of color. Everything is just fabulous. We had the best conditions possible today, and I've got one more shot. If it comes out, I'll share it with you. If you've watched this far, thank you. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I've got one more fall color video coming out next week. Click the notification bell so you don't miss it. I also lead photography workshops. If you'd be interested in joining me next year for fall color, drop me an email on my website or leave me a comment below. Here's my final shot.